The Comedy Store would like you to know that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly those of the speakers or authors and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by the Comedy Store and its affiliates.
I don't know Sosa's that well, but like...
You had to look at me like that.
Well,
like
you had your run as the
Come on, man.
You're the perv in this room.
I've always been the perv in the room.
In any room. Doesn't matter what room. Is this a gangbang? I'm the perv.
I'll be there.
I'm going to judge it.
I've been to a
I'm
few
going to start it. I'll lead it off. How many gangbangs, Earl?
I've been to 2.
Really?
The first one's a
But
very
they're
funny
like-
story.
Wait. All right, we're going to tell both.
I mean, this is about Ian,
Sorry.
though. This is
No, I want to hear it. I'm like,
It's a great story.
Listen, Comedy Store podcast always has the most bizarre stories. There's no
Absolutely.
real rhyme or reason to the fucking thing.
I love it.
A gangbang will come up.
will happen.
I mean, maybe not during the podcast. We at least wait till after.
you will get invited.
Guys,
to one.
well, you're married now. So.
Yeah, but doesn't mean you can't
Yeah,
go
but
to a
his wife
gangbang.
likes me,
Yeah,
right?
I don't think she likes you that much.
you never know.
Maybe. I don't know his wife that well.
So Earl's co-hosting for me because Rick
Because
Ingram's
Rick's
out being.
fucking trying to do money baking.
Yeah.
He's trying to make money, and we prefer being here in the basement, not making money.
Yeah.
I have an LA King texting me from the main
Rick's
room.
a sellout.
He's in the main room?
Yes.
Which one?
John Dersey.
Tell him I'll have him fucking taken off the team if he doesn't see my show as well.
You better stay. Do they want to stay for the late show? Ask him.
I'm in the original.
It's okay.
I'm downstairs in the podcast room, brother.
Ask him if he wants to be on it.
Yeah, come on down.
Do you want to come on the podcast for some laughs?
Come in the basement. I'll show you a good
I'm
time.
sure it wouldn't be the
I want to
first
come around
time.
down to the basement. I bet you sex has happened down here for sure, right?
When you say I bet and you look at me,
No, not with you. I'm saying sex. I don't know why you're so guilty.
It's the only room with no
It's no-
cameras.
thanks, Earl. Just these. And we
Really?
can turn them off. Yeah.
Hey, would you like to see the stock room, honey?
By the way, have
There's
you
no
ever?
stock room down here, Earl.
Would you
Yes,
like to go
there
see
is.
3? So, would you like to go see 3 sizes of shirts?
But also, back in the day, it would come down here like before it was finished. Obviously, this is like East Coast finished basement now.
Right, yeah.
So before that, you come down here and just like try to make out with somebody on a plate of Ciro's dishes. It's not easy. Not easy.
No, you're not the first. Like 1930, it started happening on those plates.
That's right.
Like, oh,
and the
that's
ghosts
awesome.
are feeling you up. I'm like, is this a gangbang?
I'm forgetting her name. The girl. Why
that you fucked at Ciro's?
Yes.
Francesca
old
Hill.
are you?
I'm a little older than I look. The young lady that books the outside shows. Why am I blanking on her name?
Tammy?
No,
Henrietta?
no.
Fuck around.
She's fuck. Okay, forget. Well,
Okay.
whatever.
She books
her
the outside
grandma used to come on dates to Ciro's.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wait, she books outdoor shows like
No, like-
out.
I
Oh,
think
Brittany, here at the World Famous. I'm sorry, I thought you meant
Have we
like,
started? Because
Yeah,
I'll
we
be
started.
Okay, good.
This
Great.
is how the Comedy Store works. We just
I get myself taken off by not remembering. Who's that?
Brittany.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Mitts.
Who's that girl with the big jugs?
Yeah.
Brittany would like that. I just saw her.
No, she's
She's got great jugs.
So her grandma,
Grandma,
wow.
and she got her a Ciro shirt for Christmas.
That's
she
so
did.
funny.
And of course, when she told me, I thought she also told me the story how her grandma's a crazy trumper. So she go, I got my. I go, you got her a hat
Got her a big red hat and a
Ciro
maroon
shirt.
Ciro shirt.
Yeah, so she totally got finger banged in this place.
That's amazing.
Somebody's
That's
grandma.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and back then there was definitely no cameras.
Well, I remember
No.
in this room was just Scotty Short's joke books in the room. Like it was like
No.
hundreds. No, like
Scotty or Paulie's? Paulie's.
no, not Polly's. Sammy Shore, his joke books.
Oh, Sammy. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Scotty.
Scotty's his son.
Sammy's the dad.
Sammy's
Yeah,
the dad.
Sammy Shore's.
This is also a show about family trees.
great to
Yeah,
come
we
on.
also found
It's great to come on.
Oh,
we all
On the tree or the books?
I busted some real geysers on those books.
Oh, man.
Hey, you were funny on Roast Battle. That's all I needed to hear.
right on Sammy's
think-
punchline.
I think most comics are like that. Yeah, you can fuck him. Just don't tell me he's funnier than me.
yeah.
100%.
That's all.
Don't you dare.
If you say
I don't want to
he's
hear
got-
a joke.
Yeah.
You know who has a bit about this?
Yeah.
And then you go into him or her?
Yeah. Oh,
Hell
yeah,
no.
Yeah, no.
One audience member.
That's it. Oh.
An audience member's fine.
Well, you could do a waitress too, but like
All right. That's just so mean.
Leave the waitresses out of this, Earl.
Believe me.
What is that?
And by the way, we like to call them servers.
Servers. They service people.
Right.
They serve drinks.
Certainly do.
I dare you to call them not a flight attendant anymore. They're not stewardess.
Now they're all
flight
gay
attendants.
dudes.
Oh, they're all gay dudes back then, too.
No, the servers up in the airplane.
Oh, here.
No, not here.
Here, too.
What do you
Yeah.
call them in the airplanes?
In the airplanes?
Flying horse.
Waitress.
Flying horse.
But
That's a Holtzman bit.
There's a lot of gay.
A real funny airline. Flying horse. Flying horse.
Flying horse are coming through. Probably be better than Spirit or Southwest.
The spirit of flying horse.
I'd fly that airlines.
No, of course you would.
You don't
Earl.
have to.
The big boobs you'd have to have.
Who doesn't like big boobs? Like
I mean,
Flat-chested
it's kinda
girls.
neat. Thank you.
you have
Thank
nice
you.
boobs for
You
your
have nice-
body size. You're skinny.
You always say that.
it's
You're a
true.
tiny girl
It's
with huge
nothing.
knockers.
Nothing. This is all padded.
Look, I'm going to look right
Let
in
me
the
see
camera.
it.
I'm going to look right in the camera and say, I have no idea what you've got.
I mean,
I don't see anything below your chin.
Let me put my chin up.
Oh my God, I just seen your tits.
I see a girl with big boobs. I didn't
Are you
realize.
saying I have a double chin and it hides my tits?
I say you got double
That'd be
tits.
great.
I bet I could guess your size.
Can you? What are you, Victoria's Secret?
I am an idiot savant. No, don't puff him out.
Oh,
like that.
sorry.
He's a titty at savant.
It's
I'm gonna
idiot.
say you have
He's
a
all
pretty
titty.
small back. Yes.
Thanks for the small back. That's
it's
kind of
like,
a comment.
I'm gonna say
Less-
36B.
Less squats.
Yeah.
36B?
No, I'm not. It's like a 34.
Yeah, I was going to say 34. There's no
B
way
or
she's
A.
got that.
Well, on your period, I'll go full B.
Oh my goodness.
You could go full B on my period, yes.
bet.
But normally I'm like in between and there's a lot.
Yeah,
I bet.
It's a lot of room. It's uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
So sometimes I get A's, sometimes I get B's. What?
Just like school.
Yes.
Boo.
No way. I never got
Sometimes
that.
B's would
I was
get her
straight
through.
F's.
Straight F's. She had long titties
What I
in
really
school.
wanted my tits to be.
Straight F's. Just fucking pokers.
All D's.
I mean, they jiggle.
They jiggle if you go like this, Earl. I
It's
almost
also
threw
where
my
she keeps
back
her
out.
money.
It's a change.
Yeah, but if you didn't have big jugs, they wouldn't
Baby
jiggle.
spitty.
Sorry.
Ian, I'm excited to have you on the Comedy Store podcast so that
Thank
you
you for
can hear
having me
about
on
the
this filth
gangbang
thing, yeah.
that Earl had in the basement or somewhere else.
No, I was on Doheny and Beverly.
If there's
But was
a place.
was it supervised? Was it one of those
Well, there was 9 guys in the room when I came in.
supervised?
Weird that you came in the room. It's a hell of an entrance.
I mean, the visuals.
Just knocks on the door, just fucking hits everybody in the face.
Earl's here.
I mean, the door
I
was.
get so excited.
I was younger, so I was pretty excited going there. To be honest with you,
No doubt.
I parked
Got
my.
little intermittent windshield
I
wipers
know.
on his.
Like Paul Stanley in the Tears Are Falling video. Like he had the little fucking. Thing like that.
Hold on. So you parked your car on the street.
At about 3 in the morning because it's all permanent
Of course,
parking
it's never at
Yeah.
2 p.m.
on Doheny. So yeah, you don't go to a gangbang. at 4 p.m. You don't want to see what the girl looks like. Ooh, boy, did she look rough.
Daylight, tough.
So I couldn't find parking, so I just left my car running in the middle
Which
of
is just like a gangbang.
No way.
Just trying to squeeze your car in.
Well, I tried. There's
I
like
know
one
I can
space.
fit this in
I
here.
know I can get in there. Come on, guys, let me in.
I tried. I did a flyby, and
Yeah.
So I just left my car. I'm so
So you left your
You're so
car
excited
running?
you just left your car
car
running.
running, windows down, like lights
the
on.
fuck up.
First of all, how rich are you?
Oh,
Very.
exactly.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not Russell Peters, but like,
Well.
I can afford to take a girl.
What are you
to
saying?
lunch.
You haven't declared bankruptcy?
And then I walked in, the door was open, and I don't. It's like that opening scene in Saving Private Ryan. There was just bodies everywhere, and
Oh my god.
rubbers everywhere, and
Just waves washing over
And
them.
it's just here, keep your motor running. 'Cause it's,
I still get the chills talking about.
How
it.
do you get invited to a gangbang? That's the
Exactly.
question.
Well, it's the same group of guys who
without a
got me.
parking permit. How do you?
Yeah.
What's the 3R permit? Those are the toughest to get.
Look, here's the deal. Can you park on the street?
You're so right.
So the girl looks up at me and goes, "Who the hell are you?" And some guy in the back's like, "Oh, he's in Guns N' Roses. He's got more money than all of us."
Oh.
That's hilarious. All right, then.
Yeah, she said, "Come on over." And then I was like, "Well, do you have any rubbers or anything?" And they were all out at that point. So
I can't believe they had them.
I'll change the name. Rick said, go in the kitchen and find
Not
whatever.
our Rick.
Yeah, this
No, not
Rick
Rick
just
Ingram,
threw
not
Rick
Rick
underneath. So my buddy Rick from comedy.
Rick would have been about 7 years old in this gangbang.
Okay.
Not invited.
So he
Boo.
says, go in the kitchen and just find something. So I see a Pringles.
Go in the kitchen and find something.
Yeah.
So I wrap my dick in a knife.
Pretty close. First thing I saw was a Pringles can. That
No.
probably would have worked at that point.
Would have been a little salty.
I don't think she would have minded 4 hours.
They had-
Extra double salt.
Aren't you thinking the same thing I'm thinking? They had snacks at the gangbang. How great is that? Make sure you get something so nobody cramps up.
Tell me about the sodium load that you
Yeah.
had.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
My ankles are
see.
swelling just thinking
So
about it.
so it's at somebody's house. You're
Somebody's
in the
condo
kitchen.
in Doheny.
Doheny.
He tells me to go in the kitchen to find whatever you can find.
Right.
So I see an unopened Ritz cracker bag.
Wow.
Now I got a big hammer, so I thought, you know what? If I squeeze it tight, it might work. So
Fucking
The
hilarious.
brown bag,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the I'm seeing it. I don't want to see your cock in it, but I'm seeing it. I want to open my eyes.
with a Surgeon General's like precision opening, you know, because you have to like
Yeah.
pull it apart, dump all the crackers out. And I got to be honest with you, it felt like a glove. So I take her into this room.
Hold on, you took her away from the gangbang?
I can't perform in front of 9 of my buddies.
That's hilarious. I can use a Ritz
I want
cracker.
to do a
fucking
gangbang, but I'm
sheet.
shy. Give me that Ritz cracker
Everybody
bag.
look away.
So I take him into Rick's office.
I'm about to come in a bunch of crackers.
It's a Trump rally.
Right?
And
White people everywhere getting hit by jizz.
he's got a desk with all these Under Siege 2 scripts on it. You know, the Seagal movie. So every time I see that movie, I get flashbacks.
Also, I thought you meant different versions. I'm like,
No, I don't think so.
I was like, what?
It wasn't only one.
I was like, they rewrote that shit?
They should have. And then, you know, I do my thing. I squirt all over these scripts.
Right.
Oh, was it a guy's?
You should have came on the original. That probably would have helped it out.
And then the girl, you know how guys are. Once, you know, they had their
Get away from me.
basically. So I
Yeah.
said to the girl, "Listen, you're pretty cool.
Be cool.
Let me give you a ride home, or wherever you need to go."
My car's already running.
She couldn't find her clothes. She just puts her
Perfect.
jacket on. Take her out. She's in her underwear and her jacket. She sits in my car. We're this close to each other. I'm like, she had Shelby Motors on her jacket.
No.
I'm a big car guy, and I'm like, Shelby Motors? You know Carol Shelby? She's like, know him. That's my husband.
No way, with that deep of a voice?
Yeah, well, you
after
try
a
fucking my
Ritz
friends for
cracker.
5 hours.
No, that's my husband. By the way, this car's a piece of shit.
I had a nice car back then.
This is
Really?
no
And
Shelby.
nobody stole it? I can't imagine leaving a car open.
Was it a Shelby? No, I
That
would
was
have taken it.
BMW, bright red.
Oh my
389.
god!
Whoa.
And it was running,
Running still.
and nobody stole it.
No, it's Beverly Hills.
Can you imagine how many homeless people would be living in it today?
Today, yeah.
Shut
Today,
up.
post COVID,
Getting a hockey player text here.
a lot. Is he
we took
single?
off. They already took off.
They
got a game tomorrow.
tomorrow.
So then
Be cool.
I'm like, where do you live? She's like, the Sterling Plaza, which was Beverly Glen and Wilshire. So I drop her off, and she's like, hey, do you want to come up? Like,
Yes.
she had a sexual appetite.
The answer
like I've
is
never
yes.
seen before.
I know what you
Do
said.
you have Ritz
That's what I was
crackers?
saying. Do you have any crackers?
So then
Because I only fuck with wax paper.
I was hard. I mean, this is back in my 20s. I was hard.
You were hard.
Earl was fucking with the wax paper. I was putting it on a sliding board so I can
was
go down
this.
faster.
So I had a job at the gym, so I tell my 2 buddies about it. They're like, we got to meet this girl. And Steroid Rob and Black Albert.
Did you pretend they were from Guns N' Roses as well?
Well, they wanted
That's
to do
Slash and that's Steven Adler.
that. Well,
Not the one on steroids.
Steroid Rob is like
Steven Adler. He's got a little bit of a loopy face.
Oh, fuck.
And of course, Slash is the black one.
I used to live in a building with Adler. Great guy.
Wow.
He was
Party hard.
So Black Albert's like, I'll tell her I'm Michael Jackson's producer. I'm like, you don't have to. And
Dude.
Steroid Rob is like, I'll tell her I play on the Raiders. I'm like, you don't have to. Just go over there.
Just bring crackers.
So I
100%.
100%.
I drive
You don't even
them
need the
over there.
whiz.
3 days later, they call me. I'm like, how was it? She's great, right? We're still here.
No way.
3 days, and
Where was the husband?
I was going to say, she's shittier than her husband's cars.
it's probably.
You still got that piece of
dare
shit in the garage? How long is it going to take to get fixed? Oh, my buddy's coming over fucking one more time.
Dare you? I love a Shelby.
I do too.
I was going to say.
I was
There's
joking.
one
I
more
thought we
guy
were, I thought we were the
to the
comedy store.
Well, who's
podcast.
the other guy to the story?
I'll change his name to Ellis.
Mark?
I just watched.
That's just taking everybody down.
I just watched Die Hard.
Mark, Rick.
I just watched Die Hard. Ellis. Hey, it's a Rolex.
Such an idiot.
He's like, I'll take her to play pool. I'm like, you don't have to. Just go over there.
I love that. I love that they want to do things for her. Look, I'm going to take her to play pool.
We have class.
She really
She
doesn't.
probably likes pool, huh?
She's going to steal all the cues.
Take her to dinner. She'll probably
got a hell
impale
of a
herself on the
pocket.
cue.
Yeah.
So she calls me the next day.
Why do your friends keep doing shit with me? That's
So I'm like the good guy. Like I'm just
Right.
the conduit. I'm
Right.
just making connections. This is before like dating apps, so you have to like work for it.
That's hilarious.
So she calls me the next day. She's never called me once before. And I'm like, hey, how was, we'll just call him Alice.
How were they?
How was that? One guy, I figure, is a no-brainer.
Right.
He's like, I didn't fuck him. I'm like, you didn't fuck one guy? He's like, Earl, I'm not fucking any guy that can't beat me in pool.
No way. He's so dumb.
That's the end of the story.
And she never called you again?
Let's just say we became friends.
Still friends?
Are you still friends?
She's off the grid. I haven't seen her in a hot minute.
Okay.
Good for her. I feel
She's-
bad
she's,
because
she's in
Carol
traction.
Shelby's dead, right?
That was my dad's friend at the country
Yeah.
club, so I knew him.
Earl's got the best stories ever. This is a great story.
Hey, man, he's
My dad
American
was friends with,
legend.
yeah.
Carol
Is that a
Shelby.
Shelby jacket? My dad golfs with him.
Yeah. I had dinner with Carol Shelby and Hank Stram, the football
You sure
coach.
Whoa.
You sure did have dinner with Carol Shelby.
Sushi. I'm not going down
She
on
shot rice everywhere.
that. Tell you, when I look down there at the
I didn't know
end,
they're both going to make noise. I knew Earl would be good for a.
Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise with
What am
this.
I, the
Apologize.
black
No, I mean the whatever.
Yeah. Shy, 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 shy.
That's so
works better
Earl.
like this.
Ay.
It's funny that you say you have a big hammer on you.
Yeah,
I
I've
do.
seen it. Have you not seen it?
I don't need to.
He's got pictures. It's
No,
okay.
I'm going to do it.
I'm not going to put my glasses on for it.
You don't have to, brother.
You just push him up.
Let's just say I have a lot of return
I've
business.
been married to my wife
Oh,
for 11
boy.
years, and I finally asked her why she's buying the big Trojans. I'm like, you really don't need the big ones, you know.
Why
you
are you
got a
using
big hammer.
Trojans?
I don't have a big hammer at all.
Why are you using Trojans?
Because she buys them. She's just like, I don't know, and I'm just like, oh. And I'm just like,
She don't want you don't. Do you have
that's
kids?
how I get out. And that's how I get. Yeah. Oh yeah, good for you.
Not bad. I've seen it. I could draw it from
wanna
memory.
show you again?
Earl.
I'm good.
I'm more.
Send it, airdrop it to John. He'll like it that way.
I'm good.
You just open your
Air- just-
airdrop. It's
I don't wanna
fine.
be
Did you say you're good?
I'm great.
This is good. Come on, man.
We're already accomplices to his trafficking story.
Wait a minute.
Wait, what? Hey.
Well, that wasn't
That took a
trafficking.
turn.
Everybody was willing.
Just because there was a car.
Just because Ritz Crackers doesn't
Trafficking.
sponsor it, it definitely.
The only trafficking was his car being stopped on the street.
She was in her 30s.
In
Her dirty
and you were
30s.
in her 20s.
Let's get to his upbringing in the terrace, British
How am I supposed to
Columbia.
fuck? So you grew up in an Indian village? Yeah, I didn't fuck my dad's husband's wife with a fucking tin can.
But what else did you do in the British Club?
And Hank Stram. I mean, he told my fat friend, we were at Bel Air Country Club, and my fat friend, he was pushing 300, maybe 5'8".
Okay.
And he ordered a big
300 or
580?
580?
300. And he was 5'8".
Oh, I thought 300 or 580. I'm like, and you said you could pick her bra size?
That's
I can't. I need a
quite a-
280 pound. I need that big of a window, but I could.
I got a window
Guess
for
what
you.
size
I
underwear
got
I
a
wear?
window.
Guess what size underwear I wear?
I mean, you in terms of small, medium, extra large?
I'm kidding. I have a cup on right now.
On your underwear?
You're supposed to say those ones that don't have any middles in them. What are those called? The flappers?
Crotchless.
Crotchless.
The flappers.
Trust me. Hey, flappers.
Flappers. Hey, flappers.
Hey,
what does that mean?
flappers.
Great, place if you want to have
Sure.
Mexican
Also
food.
for
Yeah, it's interesting.
Do you not work at Flappers?
No.
Does anybody?
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but
I don't know.
do you?
I haven't been there in a long time.
I did.
I went
headline
once.
the Yoo-Hoo room.
I did the Yoo-Hoo room a couple times.
6 people there. I didn't say it was a big crowd.
Me and Ingram went to a girl, Dagmar, was doing a show.
Dagmar Monday. She has
Right?
some real heavy hangers.
What are we going to do about this?
Dagmar?
So, Dagmar.
Yeah, she kind of looked like a roadie for Motorhead.
With that name, Dagmar.
But we went thinking.
Is she German? Is it German?
I don't know.
By
What do you think?
penetration.
I
I'll
fucking-
guess
you fucking-
Dagmar Monday's not her real name.
Oh, well, why do you got to yell at me?
Well, I mean,
getting
he's
amped
very
up.
angry. But when he
I
thinks
forget.
about those big tits,
Yeah, yeah.
he gets a little nutty.
name, and those aren't her real tits.
They were
Oh,
real.
they're real.
Oh, they're real?
Real
Oh, she
big.
would
And,
flop them around.
but I would say she
Who's the
was
girl that used to crush a beer can with her tits?
Is that Elizabeth?
Ralphie May?
Yes.
I was a pallbearer at his funeral.
You got to work out that day, right?
That's the only reason I was a pallbearer.
I was gonna ask how many.
Six boxes. of
35
cash.
of us.
Pushing 300, 580.
He wasn't pushing anything.
He's got to
I
be.
love Ralphie.
Ralphie was the best. I would have jumped
So
into the
funny.
coffin if there was room. Was this a Ralphie
Earl,
May
you can
roast?
let that picture of your cock go.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God!
that'd
I'm
be
sorry.
awesome.
I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Oh no! I was trying.
I'm pressing charges this time.
I'm never gonna be able to have Ritz crackers again
Oh, you
without
will.
licking the tip of the fucking package.
I'll never ever try to figure out how to make a condom out of that. He's like strategically, you know, that ridged, like it's so.
It's
Yeah, but
to get-
that's the my question is like her puss, like
Yeah,
how
she's
can she
gotta-
take that? Yeah, just like
Believe me, she had no problems there.
oh my god, her doctor must have been. Have you been fucking Ritz crackers?
I looked
you
down.
got
Have you
ridges.
been putting sleeves of Ritz crackers in your Jazeri?
My biggest mistake was looking down at one point, and I think I saw Boba Fett down
gonna say,
there.
Seeing premium crackers?
My big mistake was enjoying myself. That was your first one.
That was
Yeah,
your-
yeah. So I don't want
Right.
to. This is about
No,
our
this
guest.
is about you.
I could
Let's
care
talk
less.
about-
I want to know about the second one. We'll discuss me later.
Is this, by the
'Cause
way,
I don't- like,
when you're doing this,
do you find
were
parking for the
in-
second one?
I did.
Did they validate?
No, it was.
Oh, you're not
residential.
validated. After you go to a gangbang, you're not validated. You need a lot of therapy after going to a gangbang.
It was Residential Street, 914 Wooster, just off Olympic and Robertson.
Oh my God!
No, the
Earl.
guy-
You really just give out an
Rip
address?
this out?
No, he doesn't live there anymore. So he's
Oh, it was his.
yeah, Miami. We'll call him Miami Tom.
All right.
He's got
Beautiful stucco
Oh,
walls.
wait, let me ask you this: were you doing stand up at this point? Like you're in this room,
Well, that's the third gangbang I was at.
you were doing
My
stand up.
first paid gig was at an actual gangbang.
Okay, let's go. Let's.
Earl, you didn't get paid at a bar last week. You got paid at a gangbang.
Yes,
How
probably
many
the
years
most money
ago?
I've ever made. To be honest with you,
How much did they pay you?
6 months into comedy, guy says, "Hey, do you want to do stand up? Be a lot of people. We'll give you $2,500 cash." And I told him, "I'm 6 months in. I don't have 5 minutes." He's like, "Don't worry about it." So I was like, "What a gig!" And so go to Van Nuys.
Well, there's your
Perfect.
first. Yeah. Van Nuys.
Couldn't. Well, I always think of Brody because it was on the Van Nuys
Wow.
Boulevard in Hatteras.
Oh.
You know, he always did that joke.
I
you know.
love that you remember the exact places.
yeah.
I have that disease.
You like that that
Elephant
Seinfeld
disease
tour?
memory.
It's that Mary Lou Henner has it. You know who Mary Lou?
Yeah,
Henner
yeah.
is?
Yeah,
You
of course.
have, do you have a photographic memory?
Yes, like you
Is
could.
it, but it's worse than that. It's a little more like you remember every single detail.
But that's how she has it. Like if you go up to her right now and say September 17th, 1984.
She'll
Earl
tell you the whole
Skakel,
day.
Doheny.
No
park.
She just every once in a while she does Ritz cracker,
Ritz
cracker,
cracker.
like a Tourette's.
It's because it's still stuck in her throat.
Well, when I pulled out, I forgot to tell you. When I pulled out,
Crumbs everywhere.
my pee-pee, it looked like one of those snow cones with the nuts on the end because there was still some crumbs.
Like a drumstick?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I want one.
We can make that happen.
Instantly.
Be cool.
He had warts instantly.
No, I've never had a disease.
Of course, you fucking wrap it in wax paper. You're never gonna...
he's the most protected.
Let's ask Ian a question.
Okay,
Well,
Ian,
I fuck girls
let
with
me ask you a
parchment paper.
question. What was your first gig?
Gig, my first gig. at a gangbang. That was my third one.
At a gang-
$2,500.
Wait, did you start in Canada?
I started in Canada at a place called the Punchline in Gastown.
They have a punchline in.
They had in Vancouver. They had a punchline.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a contest. I signed up for a contest,
Okay.
and
How old?
Probably about 20.
Okay.
I was going back. I had worked in a gold mine in northern British
Whoa.
Columbia, and I was exploding things.
I bet you were.
It was a completely different
Not
gangbang.
like
I was
Earl
making
in
making
America,
holes.
but yes.
Yeah, I
Yes, you were, my friend. I remember you back in the day.
was dropping loads into the hose.
Oh, you were funny.
So I was going to go to school to become an explosives expert.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was Earl, but it was different.
But I want to do
yeah.
I want to do implosions. I want to take buildings out of cities.
Okay.
Me too.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I know you did, but you want to go into the building, leave your car out front, fuck somebody, come back, give them a ride home.
Eating crackers the whole time.
With snacks.
Haven't had
Go
one
in the kitchen,
since.
see what you can find. That's never been said like that
Not
before.
ever. But
And before I started school, I tried this open mic. So I did this contest. I lost. I came in second place or something like that. And I thought, oh, well, I'll give him a shot. That's it. And on the way out, the manager said, hey, come back next week for open mic. If he had not said that, I would
You would've
not.
never came
No,
back.
because I just thought that's how it was.
Shut up.
Because I was so naive. I thought show business was basically walking down the street and a guy drives by in a limo and says, hey, get in the car. You're going to be a star. Turns out that's being molested.
yes.
Right.
But also fun.
Also fun in a limo.
Depends
Nice
on how
condom.
bad you want to make it.
So I never went to school.
Okay.
Didn't end up going to school. Just started doing open mics and it took off.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Did you go to New York? I feel like I know this
Yes.
crazy New York story about you.
So my buddy Craig Campbell, who was a couple years ahead of me at the Montreal Comedy Festival, and he said, go to Montreal with me and hang out. And I was like, okay. So I went to Montreal and I was at the Comedy Works.
Yeah.
That was
It's in Denver? Or
No, in Montreal. At the Montreal
Okay.
Comedy Festival, there's this little tiny bar, and it's got a comedy room above it. It doesn't exist anymore. There's this 90-something, and somebody didn't show up for the show, and they
Imagine that.
And they said, Ian, will you go on until the next person shows up? So I went on and killed time, and this guy was in the room, Lucian Hold,
Yeah, sure.
who owned the comic strip, was one of the owners of comic strip, and he seen me and he gave me his card and he said, if you're ever in New York, come call me and I'll put you on stage. I took that as you should move to New York. So with $700 in my pocket, I bought a train ticket from Montreal to New York. And
Meanwhile, people hated Lucian. People said he was so mean
Jon
to them.
Stewart hates him to this day, and the guy's dead.
I mean,
yeah.
to the point where, he's dead, and they're like, "Good, fuck him."
Yeah.
Like that bad.
I bet
Meanwhile, he's like, "I guess I should move to New York."
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Lucian said so.
So, and I'd never been to New York before. I got on a train, went to New York, get to Penn Station, see all the spray paint. I'm like, ooh, I've made a huge error. Right? I don't know anybody in New York, right? I don't have any
Anybody
place to
except for
stay.
one person.
Lucian Holt. I get off the train. There's a piece of paper on the ground. Honest God, it says youth hostel, $14 a night.
Yeah.
And I call up the youth hostel. They're like, do you have a passport? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I had a passport. And I said, yeah, you can stay here. So I ended up living at a youth hostel for $14 a night for a month and a half.
That's amazing.
But
Is that $700?
yeah, it's basically, well, he basically,
Exactly.
so the next day I called this number that he gave me and nobody picked up. So to save my quarter, I hung up. And I kept doing that for 3 days. And finally he just picked up one day. He said, are you the person that keeps calling here and hanging up? And I'm like, yes. I'm going, it's Ian Bagg. I met you in Montreal. You told me if I'm in New York to call you. And he said, yeah, sure, come on down tonight and I'll put you on stage. And I was like, okay. So I went to the comic strip. He put me on stage and he said, you're really, really green, but I'll just keep putting you on every night. So he just kept putting me on every night.
That's amazing.
And he's paying me $25. Under the table. I think it was like $12 or something like that. I was making a couple dollars and just had a couple dollars extra a day. Like it was one of
Right.
those things, right? And I'm living in a youth hostel. And by the time the month and a half ended, I was bringing in different groups of people. Like the staff must have thought, who the fuck is this weirdo that one night has an entourage of fucking Japanese people, the next night has all Germans. You know, they'd come to the shows with me.
Oh,
So-
from the youth hostel.
From the
You'd
youth
be like,
hostel.
hey guys, I got this great idea. Come
yeah.
to this show.
There was a girl I remember
You were
saying
like
there.
barking at a youth hostel.
I wasn't. I was like, they're like, you guys want to come to the show? But yeah. Because you know, everybody just sit around and talk a little bit.
Right.
And so yeah. So
I used to work the one on Schrader.
yeah, I loved it. That
was
reminded me of the
great.
day back in the day. So one night he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, tomorrow night there's going to be a Conan O'Brien audition, and you're not going to be on." And I'm like, "Okay, thanks for telling me." He goes, "You're going to go on right before, and if they don't show up, you're going to be the buffer for them until they show up. If they show up, they're going to see you."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." So I had no idea what he meant. I'm like, "Oh, that's another spot. Yeah, I get to go. You know, get to go on
right.
stage."
I get to go again.
Yeah. So
$25. $25.
I was like, $25. I was like
100%.
freaking out. Well, I go on. I'm the only one that gets Conan. They come up to me afterwards and they go, "We want to put you on the show." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm not legal."
Oh shit.
Right?
I didn't even think of that.
I snuck into the country by a train. They said, "What are you going to New York for?" I said, "I'm a writer. I'm going down to write about New York." And they said, "All right." So they go, "Oh, we'll help you get your work papers." So they helped me get my work papers. Went back, and that's how I ended up in America.
What?
Yeah.
How many broads did you bang in the hostel?
Earl.
I seen the biggest
Be
red
cool.
bush I've ever seen in my life.
Let me guess. Ireland.
Yes.
Oh.
She just walks. We're all watching TV because there's one room where everybody watches TV, and then all the rooms, the bedrooms and stuff. She just walks through, just completely naked with this big poof. And
Yeah. I
everybody's
mean,
like-
but technically you're covered if you have that.
I was a completely different. I was a
that a red
completely different
skirt?
20-year-old than fucking
You were
Earl.
like this.
You needed
Get the
me.
crackers! I'm gonna fuck her. I'm just like
You should have called me. dude.
I was just giggling. Ooh, I can't believe this is
You're
happening.
not a Kennedy, man.
Yeah,
That's how they think.
I didn't even think of that. My first sexual experience was a gangbang with crackers on my dick. I'm a Kennedy.
I could have made it happen.
Oh, he hates parades.
Dude, yeah. What do you think? He's got a youth hostel.
So I hate driving by libraries in Dallas.
So do they. They hate libraries in Dallas. Nobody was trying to kill Kennedy. They were just trying to get rid of books.
Yeah. They were like, burn it to the ground. Oh, who's this car? Shoot it.
I mean, Oswald was a good shot. That's a hard shot.
It's a hard
It
shot.
is a hard shot.
Your
CIA.
cousin, he was your cousin, uncle, what was he?
Oswald?
No, Kennedy.
I was like, what? He was a first uncle.
He was a first uncle?
It's my dad's sister's Ethel Kennedy, who was married to Bobby Kennedy.
Right. Well, he had a giant head.
But not bigger than mine. You gave me the joke, actually. At Philly West, we're at some shitty open mic.
What's Philly West?
It was like a Subway shop that had a comedy night on Mondays.
That's
I remember
so
that
fun.
one.
How
and I
long
didn't
ago?
know you. And you, I thought, I'll be honest with you, I thought you were kind of a dick. And
Everybody thinks I'm a dick when I'm first
Why?
made because I just
you're
talk.
quiet.
I'm quiet, and then
I
I just
see.
talk to people. I'm like, I'm not. People are like really too friendly here. Like you should be, you should be friendly, but you shouldn't be like over friendly.
But you
Wait,
just looked
LA
at me.
in general or
Comedy.
okay.
But he just looked at me, tilted his head, and goes, "You should do a joke about how big your fucking head is." Never said hello to me like, "Hey, my name's Ian."
I fucking loved Earl. I was all.
100%.
You know where we met? You remember where we first met? We did.
the gangbang.
Actually, there was more people at gangbang than we
At
did
the
the show.
laundromat that
We
you
did the
two were
show at a
working.
funeral home,
No.
Right. No, it was at a cemetery.
but wasn't it a funeral? It was like that big. What is that one in Burbank?
Forest
Oh,
Lawn.
Hollywood Forest Lawn.
So that big massive theater that's a
Yeah.
like
we did a
big
exactly.
show there,
funerals.
right? And they're doing a fundraiser for kidneys. This guy put it on.
Crazy Kurt.
Yeah,
The tennis pro.
the tennis pro.
That is so funny.
There may have been 7 people in this theater.
Do you remember how he came out?
Was he dressed as a tennis pro, right?
Dressed as a tennis pro, but he ran down the aisle like he was the ultimate warrior to get the crowd going.
yeah. And there's nobody there.
I'm like, bro, there's
He's like, whoa, looking around.
3 people in the crowd and 3 comics.
And there's people that they were the fundraiser.
Paid
It was for
gig?
their kidneys.
Of course not. You think I'm doing paid gigs outside
Wow.
of gangbang? Well, I mean,
I mean, come on.
it was for renal kidney failure.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
in a cemetery. Like, it didn't really make a lot of sense.
Those people ended
Guys,
up in
we're
the
trying
cemetery.
to raise money for these people here.
These people are dying.
These people are dead.
We were
They
wondering
didn't
if the
make it.
cops could give money to these people.
But I've never seen someone kill, and that's the first time I did.
Killed in a
I'm
cemetery.
telling you, like there's 3 people.
I fucking
in there.
slaughtered.
Oh, I see what you did there. Hell, what am I, artist?
Hi-oh.
Oh, did a cemetery gig. I killed.
Wait, so only 7 people, and
If
you're
that.
crushing. I'm going to use the word crushing instead.
It was. I don't really remember. I just
I
remember.
do. I've got that disease.
You've got that. Oh, you do. You do have
Mary
that.
Lou Henner over here.
Mary Lou Earl.
She had some great jugs.
Mary Lou, yeah.
Just to beat off. to.
Sure. Me too.
So horny.
Not anymore. but
Anytime you think you're horny, just talk to Earl and you go, I'm normal.
You know what? I feel fine.
I was real
I-
horned up back in the day.
I'm definitely getting into
Were
heaven.
you addicted to porn?
I don't like porn because of the close-ups. You know, it's like,
They really do like to get in there, don't they?
yeah. Well, you know, it's like Eleanor's beautiful, but if she did a double team scene with you and me right now, that thing
And
looked
if
like
you
a.
if they got close up, oof.
Well,
I
it's
get
because
it.
it's high def. The porn, and I do talk about this on stage, but you know,
Love it. I love it.
high def is like.
I wish I
High
was
def
blind.
is porn's worst enemy.
Have you ever seen like a Jack Napier video? You know,
I cannot name somebody's
A little
porn.
Randy West.
He has
You
the
never seen
biggest
a little
dick.
Randy West.
Jack Napier is the biggest dick.
Yeah.
And when he was at the Comedy Store boxing thing, everyone wanted to meet him. Adam Ega, who's been around the biggest stars in the
Hold on.
world.
Boxing Day?
We had a boxing. What was that?
Oh, it was
The prize. There's 3 matches.
not Boxing Day like
Oh, I
that.
thought it was 20 on the 26th.
Yeah,
Actual boxing and 3 matches. The winners got to open up for Russell Peters.
right. It was literally like
Fighting
a
to
boxing,
open up. Oh,
fist fighting.
This place used to be so different.
Two
Unbelievably
400-pound
different.
guys.
But actually, it wasn't us that did that. The
was
boxing.
Russell?
Favorman.
It was Favorman, but he got other people involved. It wasn't necessarily a Comedy Store thing. Did they recruit here? Yes,
Right.
because they will. The people here had no problem
won?
Well-
fighting somebody with cerebral palsy, and
The first match was
They didn't have it beforehand. They had it afterwards.
rest in peace, Boone Shakalaka.
did he really die?
That's the word on the street. Against Josh Martin. And it's the funniest thing.
Who's Boone
I would have
Shakalaka?
peed
Like a
my
homeless
pants.
guy. You've seen him. Sells.
Real
I know
gay.
Ian Bagg. You know what Ian Bagg rhymes
Ian
with?
Bagg's got a big
well,
bag.
yes,
You can't say.
I got a bag.
Let me see your dick.
The owner.
That's what he would do. He would go, or like he'd go up to
While he
Rick.
was on stage? Or
No, offset. Like he'd go up
Let
to
me see your
Rick
dick.
Ingram and he'd be like, "Hey, Rick, let me take a bath at your house."
no way.
You got a bathtub.
That's
You got a
really funny,
bathtub.
actually.
Yeah, always.
It'd be funny to it's funny to
Rick's
say
like,
on stage.
I do have a bathtub. I do, but I'm probably not
But
going
it
to let
would be
you in
hilarious
it.
to say
Not
it
gonna
on
let you.
stage, just to look over at a crowd member and say, "Any chance of me bathing at your house?
That would be Boone.
Well, Boone's
I'm
gone.
enjoying this
you
show.
Can take
I
it.
bathe at your house?
Well,
You
the
can
owner
take it now.
I might do it tonight.
of the boxing gym, you know, that big Guido-looking guy. He
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
looks at Boone and then looks at me and goes, "Does he have AIDS?" Because we have rules here. I'm like,
We have rules here.
I can't. I don't know, to be honest with you.
Why would I know if he has AIDS? That's what
Yeah.
you must have been thinking. Earl comes in with everybody's plus and
will say-
minuses.
I will say one time I brought Boone on stage and he had a diaper on and no shoes and his toe was bleeding and I was like, fuck. When he came up, I was like, you got to clean the blood. You got to go and wash the blood off and I'll bring you up after. Oh, it's my turn. I promise I'll give you the same intro.
What night was that?
Go what? Open mic.
Okay.
Mitzi used to let me host the open mic, like the early part with the loons.
He was pretty funny for a crazy man.
What's
he had some
black
good
and white?
The
jokes.
and red
original
all
Whack
over?
Packers are from here.
Yeah. 100%. Why do
I
rabbits
want
have
no Howard Stern. You always got all those weirdos.
like crackhead Bob?
I believe what you're
and-
saying.
Like,
Yeah,
I think he got the idea from
Probably.
open
Yes.
mics here.
Probably. I know what you're saying, but I never like listened to Stern. But I've heard of that because what was Opie and Anthony's called? The they were
I
crazy
never-
too.
Yeah.
The Pest. They were fucking insane.
But Stern, you had crackhead Bob, you had Beetlejuice, a couple other.
Yeah.
I think because those radio shows were on
Ronnie
something
the
that was
limo
free,
driver,
right? It was,
right?
Because it was on something that was free. That's why you get so many weirdos.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Here it was just open.
But it's open, but also the location,
Yeah.
The KKK guy,
right?
Daniel Carver. He was the funniest.
Yeah.
They would do Hollywood squares, and they would make him the center square, so everyone had to go to him.
This was Howard
Stern,
Stern.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
they'd
said
put, like-
yeah, but I didn't know what you were talking
I was like
about.
For a girl
was
that
like-
doesn't listen to the show, she sure
In my
does.
head, I was like,
I think she
Hollywood
might be lying.
Squares. I know that, but so they did it like that.
They would have him-
Did you start doing comedy here?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Did you when you started working here because you started as a
Well, I
waitress?
started. I wish I started. I should say when I started waiting tables here. Like I moved here. I was like 20.
comedy?
Yeah. No, I moved here to be an actress, and I just got a job waiting tables and.
But you were always funny, right?
Of course, but I'm just kidding. But no, I would talk shit, is what it was. Like
you're a shit
as
talker.
it was like a cocky waitress that was just like Mitzi used to call me Flo.
That's
Asshole.
hilarious.
Kiss my grits.
She would go get Flo, and the manager would be like, "Who the fuck is Flo?" And it was me because I was always talking shit to people, so I had to look up Flo. That's how old Flo is.
You're like,
to
can I
me.
be the
was
good-looking one?
Yeah. So when I told my mom, she goes, "Don't let her call you that."
That's awesome.
But it was just like whatever. So I would just talk shit. But I wasn't a comic, and that's why me and Mitzi were so close because I didn't want anything from her. Like I just loved the idea of the club and the freedom of like if I needed to take off a week to shoot something, I could. Because
And how did the stand-up start?
right after Freddie Soto died,
Oh,
did you know Freddie?
yeah.
So and then probably like a year and a half after, because he would break my stones to do stand up for years, and I never did it.
You're like, this one's for Freddie. Boom! Got a better career.
Thanks, Freddie, cocksucker.
Did you ever get any advice from Wheels?
Yeah. Oh, Wheels did something really funny. Do you know Wheels?
No.
Okay, so
But I'm
Michael.
guessing he's in a wheelchair.
He
You should be. I invented the
be
wheelchair.
cool. Yeah. I started that. He was a little bit of a, how would you say, embellisher.
A liar. I was the baby in The Godfather.
Played the baby in Godfather 2.
Did he?
So, no.
No.
And
I like the way you get mad at me. I'm like, did he?
well, part of that was like because he would tour with Dice for years, so it was like makeup credits, right? So Wheels came up with I played the baby in Godfather 2, but then he would say it to other people, and they didn't get the joke, so it became like, is he just lying about like what are you doing?
That's funny.
Whatever. So, but he was a comic for years in New York. Dice knew him from Pips, so they toured together. And one time when I first started doing stand up, I probably was 3 months in. Dice took me on the road because we had a reality show on VH1 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we go on the road. I have no material. I'm 5 minutes. I'm worse than Earl in the gangbang.
I don't know
Like,
about that. That was pretty bad.
I mean, bad. And it's a Dice crowd.
You got
So,
crackers on your cock.
100%. I got a Ritz in me. I'm just jamming them in every hole because I can't.
I
I'm
don't know if
kidding.
I'm going to get through this.
Where was I?
So, it was in the northern California. It was like 1,000-seater. What the
No
fuck
way.
was it? Reading, right? And it was 1,000-seater, and I go on stage, and I'm so cocky and so confident because Andrew just built me up, right? And it's me, him, and Wheels. And I go on stage and I'm so cocky and I'm dancing, I'm doing all this stuff and I'm talking shit. And the fucking mic went out. The sound went out.
On purpose?
They had technical problems. It was like rainy or something. I don't know. California
back in the
can't
day.
function.
Back in the day when it used to rain and the microphones went
California
out.
can't function. It really did it. It really was like the weirdest situation because I was out there and Andrew's going, get off the fucking stage, and
No
the
way.
crowd's rowdy. They're yelling shit out, and I'm like, fuck. So I get off the stage. It took him an hour to fix it. So Andrew goes, if you don't want to go back out there, because in 3 months in, I'm going to get chewed up. They're going to kill me. And they were already drunk and screaming and chanting. And he goes, if you don't want to go out there, I completely understand. I'll still pay you. I don't want you to, if you don't feel. And Wheels is like, yeah, you shouldn't go. And so I go, I'm going to do it. And they both were like, really? I go, I'm going to do it. And I had a picture of Freddie that I was like rubbing. I always keep Freddie's picture in my pocket. So I was rubbing the picture, and Wheels came up behind me and he goes, even he can't help you now.
What a great guy, Will.
He can't
I was
look
like,
him.
you motherfucker.
There's no way he's coming back for this.
But I did like 8 minutes, and it was
That's
fine.
enough.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It worked, but it was scary
did
because
come back.
by the
How did
time
Wheels
Andrew
do?
went out, not good. By the time we all did not great. Like Andrew went out, some lady threw a drink at him.
No way, they were even mad at Andrew?
I mean, it was so bad. They were wasted. They were just fucking wasted.
What year was this, just out of curiosity?
Let's see. I'll be 16 years in February. So
16 years
16 years ago. Yeah.
ago. 2004.
Yeah.
2005.
5. 6.
6. I'm trying to figure out math.
Hold on
right
a
now.
second.
It's
Wait,
2020, right?
Time out. I started in 2007.
So 2007.
It's 2023 now, guys.
So how much time is
That's
that?
16 years.
17 years.
That's 16 years. 2000. If it's 2007,
2007.
that's
That's when
16
I
years.
started.
Oh man. If this is a gangbang,
Boy,
there'd
I
only be
am
2
not
people
good
at
at
it because we're not
math,
good at math. I call everyday sex a gangbang because I'm not good at math.
But I started in like February, and this was like 3 months after that. So it was
Good for you.
terrifying.
Love it.
Horrifying. But yeah, so it was all Freddie's fault, and I'll blame him till the end.
What year did Freddie die?
2005.
So 2005 was when I passed here.
Away?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been
wait.
dead for 15
Okay, wait.
years.
Okay, so let's go to so you
Tommy
do
passed?
Conan.
No, Mitzi passed.
Well, I mean,
Mitzi,
I like the cats.
yeah.
Right?
So you do Conan in New York, and
Right.
then you go to L.A. Like
No,
what's
I do in New York and do I do all those shows and just hang out in New York, do all the sets, get on regular at the Cellar and all those places
Perfect.
and start touring around, and then I start coming out here and doing commercials and going back and forth, and I'm noticing every time I'm here it's the exact same weather, and I'm like,
Oh,
huh,
this is weird.
yeah, and I'm like.
Different.
So one day I just go into the agent's office that I was with Omnipop.
Oh yeah, I remember Omnipop.
Yeah, they were great.
Are they
were
still around?
I think they're a management company now. I think they switched.
Oh
but-
yeah.
So, and they were the best agency I've ever been with. I'd like the best. Like
Okay.
Small. The guy.
Hustlers. They were right here
Yeah.
on Sunset, weren't they?
When I was with them, they were in the Valley still.
Oh, okay.
So, Bruce Smith was his name, and he used to give the best directions to get to an
wow.
audition. And I had the most auditions, and it was a commercial. It was legit, and it was everything. He had his finger on the pulse. It was insane.
That's
how
good.
And I fucked up and left them. I totally fucked up and left them at some
Why?
point. I just some people got into my ear. Oh, you need to be doing bigger and better things, and that's and I fell for it, and I didn't. I needed to stay with them, and I probably would have had a 10 times the better career that I have now. So, but I went in and I said to them one day, because I was with their New York office, I said, is there any chance I can live in LA? Because I noticed it's really nice out there. And they said, you can live wherever you want. And I said,
Ooh.
I'd like to live in LA. And they said, you should live in LA. So a month before 9/11, I moved out here.
Good time.
Yes.
Holy shit.
And everybody
Good
blamed on me
timing.
forever. They were just like, well, interesting that you left.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
I love living in New York, but I grew up in snow and
I was just
shit.
going to say, yeah, but also you're on this side. Vancouver's
Yeah,
right
my
up
parents
the
are on this
street,
side. Yeah,
technically.
basically. So I just decided that I'm more of a West Coast kid, and I'd like to be out here. So, yeah.
And we really do only have the weather. So you came out
I do
here.
love it. I love LA. I live in Long Beach. I just love living
Oh,
here.
nice.
Yeah, it's for some, I don't know why. I dig it. I dig
it.
I like
I
driving
dig
here
it.
tonight. I texted you. I think I'm going to be late, and then I wasn't late because of traffic.
You never know. Plus,
never
with
know.
the rain, they
The rain,
don't
yeah.
know what to do here when it rains. They
Yeah.
really do panic when it rains.
As they should. The streets are like all oiled up, and then you
Isn't
put
that
water
everywhere,
on them.
though?
No, it isn't, because it rains a lot in other places, so they're not used to it. That oil gets
I was in a
washed
horrible
off.
storm just a couple weeks ago in New York. I mean, literally, I was like, while I'm driving, I'm like, this isn't good.
That's
and I
funny.
was on the Jersey Turnpike thinking,
yeah.
fuck, this
Here
is...
we go. Yeah,
And,
I did
mean,
that the other night driving back from
trucks,
San Diego.
Frightening. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I did the
Oh,
comedy
'cause
store in La
San
Jolla.
Oh, San Diego. I was
Yeah,
thinking
so-
San Fran. I went up.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you want to know? I was in San Diego, and I drove back after the show on New Year's. And
How was La Jolla?
It was awesome.
I haven't been there in a while. I gotta go.
So good, that room. So
Love
silly.
it.
Argus destroyed on the first show.
Of course.
Because I guess he's a New Year's tradition there or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, this is interesting. I haven't had a guy destroy like this in a long time in front of me.
Right.
Like, destroying. And then
Yeah.
I was able to jump
It's
on
his
it.
house.
Yeah, I was able to jump on his wave and go. Like
Good.
it was just so I was just like, this is awesome. So I'm like, fuck you, you're not that good. But
thanks for setting it up.
He was destroying. I was like, this is impressive.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean, he's so familiar with it in that room. Like he literally grew up. He's been here since what, 78, 77?
I think they said it's his 46th New Year's.
I believe it.
That's great.
Yeah. Mitzi would give like certain people, like, and he was her baby. He was supposed to like take over the Tonight Show and do a whole bunch of,
Really? Really nice guy.
Alcoholism just fucked everything up.
Really?
Drugs fucked
He
everything
talked to me
up.
about cocaine that night and how
Oh,
it screwed
You would
you
know
do
about it.
cocaine.
Yeah.
Let me
That was
see
great
you do
eyes.
it. Like
Let
so
me see
excited.
you do it.
He's my neighbor now.
You're from Vancouver? I did a lot of cocaine there.
He did it everywhere.
They call it snow.
I asked at the border, where do you get cocaine?
You baby boomers. What? That's not a thing. He calls everybody baby boomers.
I went on after him. I said, man, you guys really hate young people here.
I mean, we used to torture him, Argus. Like, he used to have this joke. I don't know if he still does it. He might.
I'm sure he does.
But it was about when he got sober. And me and this girl, Anna, and my other friend, Lauren, we'd be in the main room waiting tables, right? And Argus would be on. And we could be like, beat, 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 like, know like how to hand out drinks to
Right.
his beat, right? And he'd be on set and he'd be like, on the lowest night of my life, I was in a hot tub, and he would always say either 4, 5, or 6. And me and girls would put our hands up like 4, we would pick.
You'd pick which one?
And then he'd go 6 and I go, like, cause I got it right,
You won.
And it was so dumb, but that was the only thing that wavered in his act, 4, 5, or 6.
Those three
Every
numbers.
other word, exactly the same.
That's
Except for
awesome.
he changed the politician. And I worked here for 12 years, so I knew it so fucking well. And I if he's
crazy.
on, I could literally start cringing. But he kills. He kills. It's just when you're someplace, the same place every night, watching a comedy show, you start
If you
to,
know it, you know it. Yeah.
I'm like, I'll fucking kill myself if I have to hear certain acts.
I'm like Rick, though. Mine kind of changes quite a bit.
Exactly. Holtzman is like that. Like, you never know where it's going to go or come from or whatever. Even if you use similar things that you've used before, they're never in the same place.
Yeah, they're never in the same place.
Like Earl,
I'm pretty
same
sure
thing
that's
every
fine.
night.
Rat, kiss, gangbangs, whores.
Well, you weren't here when I was waiting tables, so I mean, you weren't a regular.
I mean, I
What
was.
year did you get
I'm
passed?
going to ask you something about working here. I'm surprised that a casting office hasn't just set up office just to stand and watch people come in and out.
It's double dipping, but
Tell me about it.
be cool. Like, you can't. They should come in and watch.
What do you mean double dipping?
Like it's a conflict of interest.
Well, I'm not even talking
So-
about the comedians. I'm talking about the people that come to this place. Like the people that walk in and out of these doors.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I would just be casting all the time here. Like I just sit
I
upstairs
see
and
what
I
you mean.
watch.
I thought you meant like go watch,
no.
like when somebody
No,
gets.
the
Because
comedians
here's the
are
thing,
shit,
like
but the people.
Yeah.
because the comics, like when a certain, I'm trying to say this without messing things up, but there were certain agents and managers that would come here and be like, "Hey, tell me who the next hot person was," and I was always their point person.
Oh,
They would
really?
be like, "Hey, can you tell us who's blah 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 whatever," and so I did it for a few people, but not a lot. And then there was always this one, he would cross the line and he would like try to give me money to tell him. And I was like, why don't you just go watch the show?
Why don't you watch the show?
Like, they're free for you. Like, Mitzi didn't like industry here. So she would tell us, don't put, unless she specifically put them on the list, we were not allowed to put like, agents and managers on the list. She just didn't want to, because her thing was, me and Duncan always joke about this, because they're going to try to steal my jams and jellies. And I'm like, they're not yours. And if they don't have the agents and managers, they're not
actually
going to
just
get
rotten
out
fruit.
there.
They're rotten fruit.
They're just going to stay right here.
Yeah.
Because she felt like she was developing them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she was, to an extent. But they have to get out and audition and do other stuff. So
Right.
in the beginning, she was with NBC.
I feel like a lot of
she was
industry
casting
comes
in the
in
beginning.
now, though, right?
Huh?
I feel like a lot of industry comes in now.
They do. They do. They definitely did BC before COVID. It was a lot. It was annoying
That's interesting.
because you would you remember when Adam was booking and it was so packed here, and the industry was always welcome and always taken care of. So they would come in and watch almost every show, so you could never work out. It was like you had to be on fucking every night. Like if you were working here in BC, it had to be good.
But
It was a
even
pain
with
in the
roast
ass.
battle, like I remember seeing an agent from ICMC. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like Jason Reitman there.
You're
it
like,
was oh,
fuck, I can't even have fun. Like I'm trying to, I
can't
wanted
be-
to work out a new bit. Too bad.
I can't be racist tonight. I
Head of show business is here tonight. Fuck.
Head of show business. well, if it isn't the top Jew.
What was it? What's Don Barris called the president of show business?
The president of show business?
The president of show business is here tonight. I need to do well.
That's funny.
So silly. But now, I don't know. Now it's, ever
They seem
since
to be coming back a little
Ever
bit
since
more.
COVID, like little bit, I haven't seen as many as I used to see, but who knows? They may have moved up or moved on, or
Right,
you know?
who knows? It's interesting. I don't have any representation so much anymore. I have
Okay.
agency, just book stuff. But I would suggest to somebody in the business now not to go with a manager.
Not to go with a manager. Agreed.
I'd go with a social media marketer.
Ooh. But then a social,
His phone just
you know what that is? That's a gangbang.
That's
He's
gangbang.
late for.
That's a gangbang phone.
So Rob Schneider.
Ding,
Rob,
ding.
I'm on a podcast.
Get your Ritz-Carlton bag.
I just
Tear my pussy up with
Oh,
your
no,
Ritz
not
Carlton.
Ritz-Carlton. Ritz.
Ritz-Carlton.
Ritz.
I just got a corporate gig. Ritz Crackers wants me at the Ritz
Ritz
Carlton.
Carlton. It's going to be.
Very
We're doing
cool.
commercials for them. What were you going to say about social media?
Social media, like it's such a big business now. Like if you don't have a social media presence, you're not, it's awful. Like it's so hard. It's
Right.
not hard to do. It's just hard to
It's a
keep up
algorithm.
with and figure out the algorithm and
But
what
there's people
works
out
and
there
what doesn't.
that are really smart at it. I'm slowly learning, but I'm watching.
I'm the
people.
worst.
But I would never go with a manager
Mm-hmm.
or even an agent anymore that didn't have that in their office. And none of them
Oh,
have.
100%.
And
Oh,
none
no,
of them
they
have.
do.
None of them have the good ones because
Really?
none of them.
'Cause-
None of them. Like none of them have the hard hitters. The hard hitters work
Interesting.
on their own.
Well, look at the guy who just filled the main room, Matt Rife, tonight.
Well, Matt got
TikTok was like where he
would
just-
put these little clips. Do you know Matt?
Mm-hmm.
He would put these little clips, 30 seconds tops.
30 seconds
and it
to a
just
minute.
blew up on TikTok, and he filled the main room, and he's been touring all over the country and filling.
He probably has management now, but he probably.
I think
did,
he always
he did
did.
it on his
So
own.
he did it on his own. They
He
did.
definitely did it on his own, but he.
Yeah.
So my thing is it's better to do it on your own on the social media if you can, because if you can monetize and make money, then you're going to keep that. If they do it for you, they're going to take
There's
a
guys out
percentage.
there, but still, here's the thing: the way I look at it, giving away a bit and not getting any is.
Yeah, I
I'd
see- I
rather
see
give
what you
away,
mean.
right?
I see what you mean. Yeah,
and if they're
I wonder if the percentage is still the same.
I
or if
just-
they changed it.
I really
it's
don't.
a new genre.
I guess, but I don't know. Like, once you have a social media presence, you get to pick and choose.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
There's
So
a-
what's the point of what's this guy that basically it's foreskin? It's there, but what's it for? Right?
Plenty.
something to play with while you're down there.
Bonnie
the
McFarlane.
atomic
Bonnie
bomb.
McFarlane used to say someplace to hide her gum.
You can do the atomic bomb with foreskin.
That's great.
It's so funny, that girl. Oh my god,
I love Bonnie.
so funny.
It's a place to hide
Interesting
your
that we went
gum.
from we've gone all over on this podcast. Like now we're talking about how do we do it? But the guy, you're right about Matt Rife and the way he's doing it.
Sure.
You don't.
There's a girl on TikTok.
There's so many.
I know, but this
yeah.
one is a Earl. Be cool.
Did you say
Earl?
TikTok?
I love the way that you can do the masturbation noise. You got to go a little looser on it.
I'm sorry.
If you're making that noise,
it's white
too
noise. That's
tight.
how I fell
If
asleep.
It's too tight. Yeah, that's how I fell asleep by popping a guy's dick off.
Is he here yet?
You been here before, you cop?
You cop.
I know the language, honey.
Earl.
Let me
turn
put my
over.
Ritz through
Lady in
this.
the room. God.
Oh, I didn't know. Well, dude, such fucking. Got the space shuttle taking off in front of me. Like, how was I supposed to see a broad here?
Abroad. That's awesome.
How am I supposed to see
She doesn't want a real name.
What are
on this.
seatbelts for? Who's this broad?
But wait, that's what I
Hey,
was
these
ta-
dames. I'm telling you.
I was talking about percentage because I was reading about this girl on TikTok. I don't remember her name, but she, like one of the pretty get ready with me girls that
what?
Get ready with me.
Get ready with me. Yeah,
Get ready
okay,
with
yeah.
me, right? And they fucking blend makeup on for 6
I love those
days.
girls.
And
I love
spritzing
it,
and they're like, why
I'm
do
gonna
I have
come
so
in
many
looking like this, but I'm
followers?
gonna
They're
leave
like,
looking
put this
like
on
this."
your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, put this on your face.
And so the girl, she gets $70,000 an ad. Like if she picks up your makeup and says this is the best contour or whatever, 70,000, just one, each one.
Right.
One. Fuck.
Fantastic.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And she might do 10 a month.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's
But
I'm gonna get ready with me.
I get right. Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
do
I
the
bet you that Matt
elderly
Rife. I
version.
bet you that Matt Rife guy makes pretty close to the same thing on.
Probably if he has ads. I don't.
Not,
again,
not
I
even with
don't-
his ads, just getting his stuff out there and all those views.
So if he, but that's my thing. Like, so you put it out, you put a clip out. How does the clip make money?
you get paid by those.
Number of views.
Yeah, by
Ah,
Like
you know-
Bang Energy Drink will contact you. Hey, if you have over 10,000 views, we'll give you this much money. Mm-hmm. So on and so forth.
not even that, but just Instagram pays you.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have two friends that they just got with new
They just got with-
management,
With Barry Cat.
and Barry Katz is.
I love
and,
TikTok.
They
I'm gonna have a conversation with you, and you're gonna have a headache at the end.
is that what he said to you?
No, that's what happened to me. I'm like, I remember I met one of them. I was like, what? I don't even know why. I'm pretty sure this guy gave me a stroke. That's what.
Yeah.
Oh God!
You know Jay Moore? Good.
You're like I don't feel good. Yeah.
I got a headache. Why am I dehydrated after this conversation?
They probably stole all your liquids.
But they 100%. But the managers they signed with, they all have social media people you have to meet with, marketing social media people that you have to meet with and
So
go by
many,
whatever
yeah.
they tell you to do.
There's a couple kids out there though that are gonna have businesses. You can tell, like their social media skills, but they're gonna be able to like move everything, not just comedians. You know what I mean? They're gonna be able to
Good.
do it for bands, for everything. So it's insane.
It's
way
really
it's-
not a great time to be alive. But
It is because it's the way we get our product to the people is different now.
yeah.
And as long as you're not resistant to that change,
Yeah.
like putting the small clips out there and
I
then
know. I
having
just sent out for a bunch of them from like New York Comedy Club and the Cellar.
just get all those and then
and then I'll just send it to somebody and they'll, because here's the
But there's-
thing. I'll put them up. I want everybody to know that I'm going to fucking hate doing it.
if you don't hate doing, if you don't feel dirty about it, you're not a fucking real comic.
That I'm going to, I disagree because I watch, well, maybe they're not real comics. I watch
Everybody
them
hates
put
it.
it out and I watch how awful the clips are. They're doing it to silence and it's sickening and it's making comedy look worse and it's going to ruin comedy.
Why do you
Here's the
gotta
thing.
talk about my videos like that?
Earl, it's sickening. Don't do it again.
Hey,
Here's the
Rectum.
thing though. Those people are putting these things out and they're getting people that have
And they're
never
getting followers.
No.
and they're getting-
Listen. They're getting people that have never watched comedy before. And it's their first album. You have to look at it. It's their first album. It's Backstreet Boys. And they're going to find you. They're going to find you because they're bringing new people into our world. And
Interesting.
I get that. Like, I can't
I didn't
watch
know you
it.
were this positive. And
I'm
I
not
like
this
it.
positive. I'm
Yes.
I went through a lot of fucking.
I thought you were negative like
Oh,
us.
fuck, I'm a negative
You were-
Nancy, but I have to figure it out because there is good in certain things. And I know if you can find the right person to help you fucking get through that
Yeah.
without having to sell your soul to the devil.
No, it's already going to be sold because I will be fetaled out in
No, you're not.
under my bed going.
You're gonna find your fucking tribe. I guarantee you.
Call me when you're in that position.
I fucking love her.
I'll bring the
I love way-
crackers.
I love it. As soon as you hear him go a little bit deeper, you're like, uh oh, it's gonna be pervy.
Yeah. I'll be in the fetal, but
I
I'll
got an
have
open
like
mic for you.
take it down here and
I'll have some cramps, so I'll need some crackers
I'll
if
show
you know what
about
I
the
mean.
business.
Put a warm bottle on my belly and put some crackers in my pussy.
I got a new website for you.
So 2005. No, I'm just kidding.
Right around your
Showcase-
talk show.
Wait,
Like,
who got you the showcase?
For
Mitzi,
Louis
Louis.
Anderson.
Sweet Lou.
Oh,
Because Earl, I was doing
you guys were Louis' boy toys. Love Louis.
a little bit. Fuck you. You
No
jack
hate,
a,
Louis, no
you
hate
jack
here.
off a man in a long pool. It happens. Anyways,
That was great.
Louis,
love
I
Louis.
did Louis Anderson Showcase Comics, and I met him the first time. He was a complete asshole to me.
Really?
I did the Montreal Comedy Festival again.
Mm-hmm.
He was the host of it. He seen me and he said to Alex Murray, Alex, you should represent this guy.
Okay.
That's how Louis and I became friends, and I was managed by Alex. I was doing a fake talk show out of Hermosa
Okay.
Beach. And Louis got involved, and Louis's friend got involved. And they were helping me out. And Louis said, you should be working at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I should be working at the Comedy
Yes.
Store. And he said, let me get you a showcase. So I showcased for Mitzi. She passed me. I did a couple shows here. They scared the shit out of me here. And I was just like, I don't need to be in this.
Was it? Yeah, those are
it
the
was
dead
down
years.
and devil. It
We
was
were the dead
Tommy
years.
era.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
You got to hang out. And if you want to hang out, you can get spots for that. I know you're past.
It's
but you
hard to
gotta
do
hang out.
crowd work when we don't have a crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, there was nobody. It was, yeah. You can just talk to that one chair if you want, but that's
the
fine.
chair will talk back to you if they like you.
Now give me $7.
$7, $7.50. We were down to $7.50 for a while. Then we went to, because we were so broke, $7.50. The comics got in the OR. The main room thing always stayed the same, where it was a split of the door. But then the main room went up to $12.50. I mean the OR $12.50, and then it got to $15, and it stayed there for a long, long time. And then it got to $20, and I think now
25.
it's only at 25. That's sad.
Fucking,
Peter,
it's back. It's pretty good actually. I love
we
it.
got to get it up.
hey, Peter, I love the price range.
Yeah, but he's wealthy. He's American royalty.
Matter. You think that matters to Peter?
Doesn't matter.
His first uncle was hit by a car outside of a bookstore.
Who, Peter or mine?
Yours.
Be
right,
cool.
right.
Be cool.
I am cool.
It's
So you didn't come here for a long time because it was just like, the dead years, but also like a scary.
yeah. It was
It
just
felt
it was
weird.
bad. It was bad. Like there was fights and stuff, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like being around it. I'm like, if I'm gonna fight with people, and then I just started doing.
2005 is the year I quit. So
Oh, really? I just kind of just went out and did my own thing and the improv. And I did a lot of road for a lot of years. And then one day you said to me, why don't you work there? And then Orlando said to me, why don't you work there? And you
I
both.
love Orlando,
And
yeah.
you both talked to
Emily.
And I know Emily from a long time
And
ago.
she was immediately, she was like, I love Ian.
Oh, she was like this. In fucking hell. Because she was a really mean girl. She's just
Ian?
walking around. Somebody get my high heels. I don't want to be around anybody here. I'm better than everybody else. My name's Emily. Blah, 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 blah. No. She was just like.
She
"Hey,
was really excited.
No, she was like, yeah, I'd love to put you on. So I started. That was July, I think.
Oh, wow.
So I just.
long ago?
Like 6 months. It's been 6 months. And I'd park on the street until like.
Oh, my God. He was not parking here.
I was parking until probably like late October, and you fucking see me park on the street. You fucking idiot.
He's like, I don't want to bother anybody. I bother them. Run them over. Who gives a shit? You're a regular.
It was like, I'm like,
Earned it.
They don't mind. They really don't. I mean, it's a pain in the. It's little, whatever, but it's.
Tip him a few bucks.
I
Yeah,
tip
you give
I
it-
tip them every
I
time.
tip
like
them
I'm in.
every
I do
time,
too.
too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. A lot
Really?
of big name comics.
Well, that's how they're big names, right? They don't tip people.
Well,
That's how they're wealthy.
Yeah, you don't have to
I
bring.
tip well.
You don't have to bring up the people you don't like.
I'm a waitress,
love
so I
everybody.
tip. I also move my own car. There's sometimes I tip and they haven't even been in my car
I like that.
It's a new
because I
world.
park it myself.
They've just finished cleaning my car, and I say to them, next time I'm gonna tip you.
You missed a spot.
Everyone,
Hey, look at here, kid.
everyone's great up here. But
It's actually it's really fun. It's been really
But I'm
fun.
saying the whole when we got this is going to sound terrible, but when they got rid of Tommy and kind of cleaned up the place a little bit because Mitzi's health declining got weird, and he took over and throwing his power in the wrong directions and being silly. So when they got rid of him, it really cleaned up, and it really became pretty amazing.
Do you remember who was the guy that he was running from the belly room to downstairs and he hit his head and fell back and broke his neck?
Pete.
Kraus. No.
What?
It was Pete.
Sean
No, it was
Kraus.
Pete.
No, it was Pete.
No, it was
Was
Pete.
two
Pete
people
who?
then. Pete Cornacchione.
No.
Whatever happened? Whatever.
Gray.
Well, no,
Pete
that's like-
Gray. What happened to him?
Pete Gray. Here, let me tell you what he did.
No, that's his
I was
name.
waiting tables.
I bet you were.
Pete Gray. They were in the green room of the belly room. He ran in. He said, "I got passed at the Laugh Factory."
It's a solid.
And he
No way.
jumped up and he hit his head. That's exactly
And
what
Mitzi
happened.
threw him to the ground.
She wasn't even here.
I know, that's
she
what I'm
had
saying.
No
She-
idea. The ghost did it all
that's
for
what-
her.
But see, that happened to Sean Rouse too.
Sean
He
Rouse
fell
did
down
it.
the belly room stairs.
He literally fell down steps.
But he was
Pete
weak, right?
Rest
jumped-
in peace. Well, he was
He had
MS,
some
Yeah.
issues,
some alcohol issues.
But didn't Pete
But Pete jumped up, hit his head, and we had to call an ambulance. It was
it
really
was
bad.
like he had rods in him.
Yes, really bad.
Like the only reason it was because it was so close to UCLA is the only reason he got to walk again. That's what they said.
100%. And I don't even know if he's still doing
I don't
stand-up.
think he is.
I think he's right by Dante, Golden Artist Entertainment.
But I will tell you that he got passed at the Laugh
But the good news is
Factory.
the last thing he did was get passed at the Laugh Factory.
No offense. He was okay.
I just wanna know
That's
what
the only
happened to
reason
him.
I'm laughing is that he
Buddy.
was okay, but it was scary in the moment.
I thought we
because
were talking about his comedy. He was okay.
Jamie
He should
loved
have
him.
passed.
funny. He was
Yeah.
funny.
He was out of his mind.
Jamie loved him. Buddy.
Mitzi loved him. He was a
Body, you got
regular
rods
here.
in your neck. I like it. We'll go with you. You would be the rod guy.
Should wear a hat.
Buddy, wear the rods on the outside. Wait, what? So that's the only one I know. Sean literally fell down the steps.
Because he had like MS and he was real bruised up and maybe had some powder flowing through his veins.
Some
Hey,
wolf.
man.
Well, he's
No.
dead now. We're not
God
going to ruin
bless
the guy's
him.
career. Yeah,
He
was a
lived
great
his
guy.
life. He lived his life.
Like a candle in the wind.
Literally.
He was very wavy. That's how he went down the stairs. Like a candle falling downstairs.
I was there. He felt like a rock.
It's a jingly
He actually
jangly
walked
kind of a
straight.
guy.
I got to back up. His hips were popped out into place. He was
He
fine.
would be like walking. He was jacked up physically.
I love
He
it.
was. Sean Rouse.
But I
By the
love-
way,
I love
one of
coming
the
here.
funniest guys.
Very funny. When he
Sean
wasn't
Rouse.
so,
Do you know Sean?
Sean Rouse out of his mind.
Not Jason Rouse.
No, Sean.
right.
That's who fell. That's who we're talking
Oh,
about.
that you're talking about.
Sean Rouse was a guy. He's in Stanhope's crew.
Are you talking about Jason Rouse?
No,
No,
I'm talking about
Jason
Sean
is
Rouse.
a Canadian nut
Out of his mind.
that I
Yeah.
love.
But out of his mind.
Yes.
He just did Jay
He's been
Davis.
wearing. He's been wearing.
the grill.
The grill. But he's been wearing it since like '92.
Oh yeah,
Like-
my niece was visiting and he's like, "Hey, who's she?" And I'm like, "Don't put
Don't
that away, man.
Put your teeth away.
I'd rather you whip your dick out than smile
He
at
would,
that."
too.
Go ahead. I like the way Earl goes. He would. Want to see a picture?
Yeah.
I've seen it. He came out on stage with like the
He'd tuck it in. He'd
The
always tuck it.
shorts.
the shorts, but he
With the-
had the sock over his dick.
Yeah,
What
he had
was
a
that?
big hog.
He has. He's
Give it
still-
away. Give it
still
away
around.
now.
He
We
had
did the Dice show together on Showtime. The what the hell was that
the
called?
15.
Blue Show.
Yeah.
The
what?
Blue Show. It was called the Blue Show, and it was Corey
Corey
and
and Chad.
Chad.
Oh, Blue Show. I thought you said Blue Show. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Jason closed it, and he fucking killed.
Yeah.
He spends a lot of
fucking
time in Europe.
Killed.
He
Yeah.
goes to like Norway
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff
like-
that.
Yeah, we were driving home. He's like, and we were talking about like, what was your worst gig? He goes, this one time I was doing Russian TV. I'm like, no, never. Why? He's like, I was in Russia, and I'm like, no, never.
I was starting a war
happened.
with the Ukraine.
I'm like, what?
Yeah,
he did Africa. Like he's been everywhere.
Yeah, that was
doing
his thing.
comedy.
He wasn't settling on one place.
No.
We talk about him like he's dead, but he's still traveling. He's out there.
still traveling.
I think he
he's
spent a
in
lot.
Austin.
Yeah, I was going to say
He's in LA
Texas.
right now. He did Jay Davis's show last night. I can imagine how
Jason, you
that
don't come
went.
by and say hi, you piece of shit.
Yeah, Jay.
Is this live?
Yeah.
Live? No, it's not live.
Ghetto gag.
We got a lot of things
By
we
the
got
way,
to
I
cut out
like
of this.
that you
fucking
go, is it live? And you leave
2
in
hours.
like you were going to go outside.
thing. Look at it. Watch.
live.
I'm gonna go outside and watch
Oh,
this.
shoot. It's getting late.
We're on,
How long are we?
About 9.5.
How long's the show? How behind's the show upstairs?
Probably behind, but Oh, maybe not because Matt might.
I'm at
have,
11:15.
Yeah, you're fine. It's 10:51.
We can keep doing this. Can we keep doing this?
10:51. Yeah, we can still.
Thank you very much. The
Thank
crowd has gone
you.
nuts. They've told us to keep going.
The crowd is going crazy. I got this nest set up on my mom's house, and I keep like if somebody walks by, it tells me.
What did you name yours?
My mama's house.
That's funny. Mine says the fucking front and the goddamn garage.
Oh, you have one on your house?
Yeah.
Smart.
Because I don't trust my wife.
But
Yeah.
I
She'll have a gangbang there like Carol Shelby.
You're like, why was Earl here?
Is Earl parked on the street?
Crackers.
There's
I should
a
park his car for him.
striped beanie in the camera.
What's the matter? Are you okay over there?
Are we all right?
Yeah,
I bet
Oh,
you
okay.
are.
somebody was losing their
Yeah,
shit over
got
there.
very upset over there.
I said.
And then I said, so now you're parking in the lot, you're working at the store. How do you find the energy
To do it all?
after COVID?
I
How do you
love
find
it.
the energy to wear that shirt? What is
great
that?
shirt.
Dolly.
I thought it was Brett
Dollywood.
Michaels.
Fucking Dolly.
Like, I'm out of the loop. Didn't that look like Brett Michaels?
No,
I'm in love with Morgan Fairchild's sister, Dolly Partner.
I love Dolly
Where do
Parton.
you
and I
find the energy to
don't
wear that
think
shirt?
She is anything like Morgan Fairchild. I
No,
think
she's
Morgan
like,
Fairchild's
she's down and
ugly
dirty.
Definitely
comparative.
a bra size or two down. I tell you that much.
Guess her.
Did
guess
you
her
watch
size.
her
Morgan Fairchild.
in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I thought it was
Judas
great.
Priest.
I thought she killed
Judas
it.
Priest was great.
Yeah.
Judas Priest was great. My brother
So is-
Charlie calls it Rock and Roll Hall of Shame.
But it's also got such a comedy connection because of what's her face starting out at the Catch a Rising Star.
Pat Benatar.
Yeah, Pat Benatar this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as a lean on my thing. How do you do it? How do you find the energy?
How do you find the energy? I almost said Bette Midler because Bette Midler used to hang at the
She
Improv.
had some big bombers.
She did.
She didn't perform, but she would play piano. That was her thing. She would hang out at the what?
What was it?
Pat Midler had some big bombers. I mean, Stevie Wonder could see those milk cartons.
There's not a single topic you guys have hit on where Earl hasn't commented on someone's tip.
Mention her tits.
Bangers.
It's not like they're talking about. All right, mention Mike Binder's name. See if I see it.
He's got a big tits.
I don't think he does.
Sweet.
He's got banger balls. He's got banger balls that just go bing. They're giant.
I mean, I
Giant
like.
balls, no cock.
They gotta be
I know
that
guys
big.
like that. They call it all potatoes, no meat.
That's funny. That's funny.
He's got some gigantic
2 sacks, no
balls.
stick.
It's like a
It's a
mall.
homeless guy trying to get someplace, but he got no stick to get on the train.
Be cool, Earl.
Be
Coolest guy up here.
How many of these have you done with her?
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I have Earl a lot. I mean, we have him on as a guest a lot, and then also
Are you
like
trying
if
to
I need
figure
a
out how
co-host.
you got to get Rick fired? So Earl,
We're trying
No,
to
I
get
don't
Rick
think I'm,
fired. No, but he has a podcast here as well, so
Earl does?
it's
Do
cross
Wrestling
promotion.
podcast.
Oh.
We talk about pro wrestling and
what's the other one you do?
inappropriate
yeah.
Earl, which has the viewership.
You do that
of,
here?
Like what's happening now?
What's happening?
No,
now?
I might do it here. Why not? I'd be on 3.
I'm surprised you
podcasts.
don't do it. Well, I'm surprised you don't do it.
Well,
here.
John is the man. Like I would love to
Let's
be able
force
to do
him.
inappropriate
Terrific.
Earl and just guess. I mean, he does everything. Puts up little clips for me. You know, trying to.
That'd be awesome.
So no, he does it with the wrestling podcast where I do cut little promos at the end.
You
but
have
I'm-
some crazy guests on Inappropriate Earl, though.
a
Yeah,
lot
you've
of
had some great ones.
David Arquette. You know,
Me.
Yeah.
You.
I've been on it.
I had.
I've been on Earl's couch, sprawled
you-
out.
You're like, no. You're
you
like,
wouldn't
oh,
be the
this-
first.
This feels like it's got jizz on it.
No, I've
Took
only,
me a minute to get up. Salty.
That's the
I was
noise.
swollen when I got up.
Wow.
I mean, there's a lot of.
I should be naked for it to be sounding like this.
Is this silly putty?
Yeah.
taffy in the corner.
Oh my god. Somebody forgot their chewing gum. No, that's a body with his balls hanging out.
I mean, Piper was on. You know, had some.
Yeah, you've had
Piper,
some-
yep.
But you know, I got caught. I paid a guy in Fiverr to maybe enhance my viewers, and
And he got busted?
yeah.
Who busted you?
What do you mean?
Well, here's how it happened. I said, listen, because
Everybody
had,
gather around. This is going to be a good story.
This is a good story. I'm not.
Does
gonna
this
be a
end
good
in a
story.
gangbang?
No, well,
Just
kind
curious.
of.
Hands and jizz.
I was at Rob Riggle's Christmas party,
Okay.
and I see this publicist. He comes up to me, and this guy manages like people like Riggle and stuff. You talk
Sure.
about a guy
Publicist.
who knows his,
Okay.
Publicist.
or not
yeah.
managed, but like
Publicist.
does
Sure.
his
Yeah. More important than a manager, guaranteed.
And
Easily.
I mean, Riggle gets a ton of work just through this guy. And so he's like, I really love your podcast. You interview people no one else wants to talk to. And he's like, because I got like the bad guy from Superman too, who literally
Right.
shit like that. And he's like, well, you know what you have to do to like get bigger guests. I'm like, no. He's like, you got to enhance your numbers. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you got to buy followers. And I'm like, well, at the end of every episode, hey, I'll be at the Comedy Store tonight or whatever. That does me no good to have, bots listening to my podcast.
Yeah.
No, you just enhance it a little bit so someone from Metallica sees you're in the top 50 and, I'll do this guy. So he gives me this guy's information.
Fiverr.
No, Fiverr's amazing. And then
I know, but there's
What's
certain things
Fiverr?
if you spend $5.
yeah, but it worked. Like the guy, I said, dude, just keep me around 50.
Don't get crazy.
No one's going to believe an unknown comic is number 2 in the world.
Right.
And it worked perfectly. Even Rogan came up to me and said, hey, man, your podcast is doing great. I'm like, oh, boy, if he finds out, I'm fucked. He's like Mr. like
Sure.
straight-laced, no cheating.
Straight A. Yep.
And then I start moving up. I'm 20. I'm like, hey, man, no higher than 20. It's just play it cool. Act like you
Be cool. Be
Very cool.
So one Saturday morning, I start getting literally hundreds of texts, phone calls, DMs. Earl, go on iTunes right now. And I was number 1.
Oh my
I'm getting...
God.
Number one.
How much?
It was... No, it was $5 a month.
Still
And
$5 and
Oh, that's fire.
So, I'm like, dude, you got to take it down. Like, no one's going to... Number 1, I'm not beat... Rogan has presidents on. I've got the third base player from Bang Tango. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
people
I
love
have
Bang
Eleanor
Tango.
on my couch.
Oh my God, he's got Bang Tango.
I'm ahead of Burr. I'm like, he does his thing. And Maron's got, like, Eddie Van Halen on. Like,
Boring.
I got, like, David Arquette talking about Ready for Rumble. Like,
The best. The best, by the way, David Arquette.
Oh, he was the only...
Love.
He came to my house. I said the podcast...
Nicest guy.
He just gets it. He's successful. He's
Right, yeah.
successful family. So I got shadow banned for a while on iTunes or Apple Podcasts now. So
So
if you looked
they
up,
outed you. Like
they were like, dude, this isn't really adding up your fame versus your numbers you're getting. It's not really. There's, no.
Why do you only have 250 followers on Instagram, but you're number 1?
You
Yeah.
get 8 likes.
I was getting tour offers. Like JFL reached out to me. They've never reached out to me. And
Oh my God! You know what?
know?
This
I was
makes
number 1
me
in
sick.
Australia.
This makes me.
You know what's funny
sick.
is my hockey podcast was the 5th most popular hockey podcast in Australia.
But it was probably valid though.
But it was making me laugh. I'm like, well, why am I getting numbers there?
Did you talk to
Earl, this makes me so angry right now.
But I don't
At
regret
you.
doing it.
At
No,
him?
not you.
Oh, sorry, I
Just
didn't
the
know.
fact that JFL reached out. All these people
Yeah.
are reaching out. It's like
Yes.
that's why it's a bullshit business.
Well, that's why I didn't mind doing it.
But if you do it real, when
100%.
all those people reach out to you, you don't need them. That's what's great about it.
But I felt like
I'll do it
that.
myself. You don't.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This gives you the opportunity to skip that shit. Mm-hmm. And then come back and if you want to do it at some point, you know what I mean?
Right,
But I think we need to be, there's those people that are getting the views that have nothing going on, we need to be seen,
Yeah.
not them. So if we find out who's doing it for them and get them to do it for us, then they become back of the bus. Because there's no way when you put your video up against somebody that's not funny, that's getting all these views, there's no way that you don't win.
But that publicist also told me, because I was like, bottom line, how many
Called you
people
up.
do it?
Called you up and said, Earl, I said 50.
So did I, bro.
Plus,
But-
I'm dirty, so I'm like, where am I putting this? You know?
Ghettogaggers.org.
It's just on a loop at gangbangs.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
So, I said, bottom line, how many people do it? Because if it's only like, he's like, out of the top 200 on iTunes comedy, at the time it was called that, he's like 70%. So I felt like that natural bodybuilder in Mr. Olympia.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck it. If 70% are doing it, I'm on, So I don't regret doing it.
I'm going
but
to call you the Liver King from now on.
I mean, I got butts.
I can't wait to call Rogan.
He already knows.
Did he laugh at you?
I'm
or
kidding.
Did he
I
bench? Did he
fucked
put you
up
in a-
with Joe on several fronts, but He asked me to do the podcast. I've never
And
had-
talk about it?
And he said, "Call me tomorrow, and we'll have Jamie set it up." And I thought,
Yeah.
"This is my shot." Like I said, "Don't play it cool. Act like you've
Be
been here
cool,
before.
Earl.
Be cool."
How low did your voice go?
Joe, I'll do it. I mean, I was because I know it would be a good interview.
Yeah.
Because he would get me going, talking
yeah.
about certain people up here who, I'm not allowed to mention anymore. Because I'm a new Earl. Everyone's great up here.
Earl, this is the new year. New Earl.
I love getting fucked over on TV shows. I love
It's day 4.
it. It's awesome.
He didn't break it fully.
So I figured
Day 4.
I'm going to give Joe one day where someone's not asking him for something. Hey, can I be on your podcast? Can I do this? Can I do? I'm going to give him 2 days. I call him in 2 days, and he's always been very nice to me. And I could tell he forgot.
I was going to say he's high all the time. You got to get him immediately.
So I
Should
got
text him on the
scared.
way home.
And I should have just said what I'm saying now. Hey, Joe, you told me to call you about doing the podcast. It was just that simple. And I got so fucking scared and nervous. I'm like, hey, I got this guy who was in a Panamanian prison for 3 years, and he ran the drug trade. I think he'd be a good guest for you.
The people you meet at gangbangs.
Imagine that gangbang story on Rogan. I'd be 10-picture development deal.
Yeah.
My hockey movie would finally see the light of day, Black Eyes.
You have a hockey movie?
I do. It's a great idea.
Better than Slapshot?
It's Slapshot meets Porky's meets Roots.
Whoa, my
Meets
heart.
Roots.
I pitched it to Jason Reitman. He was like, let me hear. Here's the deal. It's about the first all-black hockey team.
Amazing.
Rob Schneider's the coach.
Love it.
So they're not
White
vaccinated.
Shadow.
No, 100%.
Yes.
He's the Grand Dragon of the KKK. He gets fired. He sees hockey team needs a coach. He doesn't know they're all black, so he walks into the locker room with his coach talking to his wife. The best thing about this gig, I don't have to work with. And he says that word and opens up the door, and that's all I had. And Reitman was like, what else you got? I'm like, I don't know, that they win the Stanley Cup and melt it down in the parking lot.
You got to flush these ideas out a little bit more.
100%. But he
bit
caught
more.
me off
This is
guard. I didn't think. Here's Jason Reitman.
we
Hold on,
did
you
it.
want an
How
ending to
long
this
ago?
movie?
Well, no.
Can I cast the movie?
Well, we need 20 ethnic hockey players. So Cuba Gooding's on board.
Jamar.
He's too much of a wild card.
Come on. It's a great wild card.
We got
He just walks through in a different outfit every so often.
we got
He
TK
doesn't wear
Carter.
a helmet. TK Carter, my heart. Yeah. Excellent actor.
KKK finds out about this team, so they put their own team in the league, and that's the final. Is the black team against the KKK team?
Well, you know every other team's white, so
So
Yeah, but
it's
this
just
one-
any other team.
This team's really white.
But the KKK team is full of characters. Like they have a black guy on
I mean,
the team.
how many? There's only like 6 black hockey
No.
players? How
There's
many
like
now?
out of the
What are we up to
1,000
now?
players, there's like 120.
Yeah, it's actually
Getting higher?
Yeah.
But they all have white
Nice.
names, so nobody's noticed.
they're just Canadian. That's all. Canadian black.
No,
Yeah, like
but I
Fred
know a bunch
Brathwaite.
of them. And, yeah.
You do. Well, when, because they have normal names. It's
Our
not-
superstar, and when he gets fixed up.
Is there any way I can ask to find out?
No, we're going to wrap it
we're
up.
gonna wrap it
Let's
up?
wrap it up. We'll just go
Well, I
up.
got another movie about. No.
Earl, I don't even know what that is on your phone.
It's the
making me
first
It's a
nervous.
sad
black girl
story.
to have a gangbang.
All right, I don't want to. No, it's sad, and
No,
we're talking about gangbangs, and I just see that
But it's a great
sweet
story.
face.
No, it's
Are
a
you talking
sad
about Earl?
story.
It's a very, very.
We
pretty
won't.
girl.
It's a long story.
Very pretty girl.
There was a
We're
deli
gonna-
ticket number at the gangbang.
I'm
You had to
so
pull a number.
disappointed. I'm so disappointed that you had fake numbers.
My
Well-
heart is broken in a million pieces.
Yeah, but I really think the natural bodybuilder analogy is.
Yes.
I just got.
Liver King.
Yeah, I mean, I'd open for that guy if he was at like.
Earl's the Liver King.
But I'm honest
Go.
about
Did
it.
you at least did you go on YouTube and apologize?
I did an episode saying I'm sorry to my fans.
Guys, both of you.
But I
I'm so sorry.
I'm so
sold out.
sorry that I said there was more of you.
I'm getting
Do
the
you-
guy from Rat. I mean, I was
Guys,
just trying to make it.
Stop
guys,
crying,
it's just
sir.
you.
I was trying to make it.
Guys, remember when we were gonna have a Christmas party? We probably shouldn't do that.
We probably could afford it.
Yeah, we don't need as many deli trays as I thought we did.
Just a sandwich.
Earl's
we'll
the
split
best.
it.
Oh my god.
So, do you have dates you want to plug?
Yes.
Anything?
When does this come out?
Friday.
I love it.
I looked right at John. I don't know
Friday?
anything.
So I am in Dallas this weekend at the House of Comedy in
Oh,
Plano.
nice. I was
Is
just
that any
talking to
good?
Tammy. Yeah.
Crazy
Love
Tam. Love
her.
Tam Cham. And then next week I'm in Minneapolis at the Acme Comedy Theater.
Ooh.
And then on the 19th, I'm at Hermosa Beach Comedy and Magic Club.
Killer.
So if people could, and just follow me on Instagram.
Yes,
Don't-
follow Ian
not
Bagg.
Twitter.
So funny. Go see him live. Absolutely hilarious.
You guys are sweet.
No, you're really funny. I wouldn't say it. I don't say it about any other guest, do I, John?
A lot of them, yeah.
Oh,
John, you're a fucking asshole. I was trying to get some ego out
I
of
wouldn't
this, and
say
you
it
said
about
no.
Earl.
Well, I'm
That
not
is true.
funny.
Never
I'm
about
a
Earl.
performer.
Earl is on
I
fire.
don't care about the laughs.
Guys,
What's this Led Zepp you got on your shirt?
I'm a poser. I can't even name one song.
love you guys. Thank
like
you
a
so
Def
much.
Leppard.
Go see Rick on the road. I'm at Mic Drop.
You can't see
San
Rick 'cause it's sold out.
Diego. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm at the Mic Drop with Dice San Diego.
Nice, that'll be fun.
January 27th and 28th. And then the
That'll be fun.
Ryman Auditorium, January 30th. Please,
That'll be
Nashville.
different than
What is
the
that?
Mic Drop.
What are you trying to say, John?
I just want to say Sarah Tiana's special is going to be premiering on Moment on February 6th.
Guys,
Store favorite.
What's Moment?
Sarah Tiana, absolutely hilarious. Go and check her out. And it's on Moment.
Yeah, go to moment.co/Sarah Tiana. Tickets are available right now, and you could start streaming it February 6th.
And just a worker bee. That's what I love about her. She's a
Unbelievable.
worker bee.
He's
Kicks
the best.
ass, though.
And the special is
Kicks
so
ass.
funny. I'm
and
not
she
even,
shot the special here.
Nice.
It's really good.
It's
yeah.
so funny. So go check it out.
All right, we
Support.
will.
I'm on a
Support.
few
We need
.co
real numbers,
websites.
not what Earl's bringing. I'm kidding.
I took a
Be
shot.
cool.
Inappropriate, Earl. I'm on the dark web.
I'm also on blackmamba.net.
Yes, you are. I bet you are. What else are you promoting? Anything?
The Jellies on 3 different networks. I don't fudge the numbers there. Tyler, the creator. Thank you very much.
I
Proof
don't
that there's
fudge the numbers.
Good people. Well, I took a shot.
Earl, I love you. You can do
70%
no
down.
You
wrong.
ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right. I mean,
That's what my nephew tells me all the time.
Low hanging fruit, it's got nutrition too, bro.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me to your Black Panther
Like,
party.
subscribe, the whole deal. You know.
Yeah.